And welcome back to the Get Lit podcast, a podcast brought to you by Southern Lighting Solutions. My name is McHugh David, co founder of SLS, and across from me is my fellow co founder. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Tarek Alameddin.
There you are. And today we have an interesting episode. Our last episode, we talked about our catalog and our website and a couple other things that we've been working on. We've been in the lab. Haven't had a whole lot of podcasts come out. We're sorry about that. But today we're going to talk about bloopers. We're going to talk.
Yeah, it's been that kind of day today. So we're just
we're gonna try to have some fun with it because it has definitely been that kind of day, that kind of week. Yeah, there's some intro to some TV show used to be like that. I forget what it's called. Anyway,
into the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Wasn't the one I think I was thinking of, but that one works too. So, I've been involved, going out to some jobs with you and stuff like that, and we've seen some things, but nothing like some of the experiences that you've had in your nearly 12 years doing lights and doing the light business. So I'm gonna let you take it away with your first story.
So and full disclosure, we are not going to put any names,
no,
or locations, or
no names, no locations.
No.
These could happen to you.
These could happen to you. Yes. So, lighting story, stuff that I've seen happen. So I'm gonna start with this one. This is a good one. Why do you not put a 12-volt light into a 220-volt or 110-volt power socket?
Enlighten us.
Enlighten you. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Well, in this situation, it was myself, it was a British colleague with a fantastic firm. We were retrofitting lights in a certain location, and we had everything wired. They were 12-volt lights, just because they had to be operational long term, and they were all plugged in direct to a single 12-volt LED driver. Now, the connection was supposed to be made very simply. Unfortunately, what happened is the poor soul did not plug the 12-volt cable into the 12-volt driver box. He plugged it straight into the power source. Now, this was at the advent. This was almost 7 years ago when LEDs were just starting, to come into play abroad, and there were some dignitaries that were there to oversee, LED technology in the opening. And they flicked the power switch, and these things went off like a machine gun. I'm not even kidding. We all hit the floor. The lenses on the MR16s came flying out of the ceiling, hit the floor. So I don't know. I guess I got the feeling we were under attack. Me and the UK guy, we were quiet on the floor, trying not to laugh and petrified that we might be in big trouble. And these poor dignitaries were on the ground. You had their bodyguards, if you will, had weapons drawn. I was like, what's going on? And this poor technician comes waltzing in.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't know what happened to him.
Can't imagine it was good.
No.
Where'd y'all go from there? How'd y'all discover the issue?
Well, we knew automatically. Me and we knew that they had plugged it into the wrong thing.
Right.
And we had offered to make sure it was plugged in correctly. But like, no. Technician's job. You guys don't touch this. Technician knows where he needs to connect it. Well, I think the technician got it wrong.
Clearly.
So, yeah, don't do that. No.
Don't do
that. That was an interesting sight. We had a lot of laughs afterwards when everything cooled down, and
sure,
we got everything back up and running again, and the project went on smoothly from there on out.
Just had a little take two action.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's one. That was a good one. For a second one, guys, I know people tell you over and over with strip light, it's fully encapsulated, it's isolated. Under no circumstances do you put waterproof 110, 220 volt, lights next to water. Don't do it. next to a pool. Don't do it. Don't think it's submersible. Don't. No matter what anyone tells you, don't do it. It's a bad idea. Use 12 volts and 24 volts. And the reason for that is as well, this was being installed next to water, and the insulation was actually cut. So the resin around it was actually cut.
Why?
We don't know.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Your guess is as good as mine. But let me tell you, the moment they turned that thing on and people stepped in, there was because it's exposed. There was a current inside there.
Right.
A couple people got jolted very quickly.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
And yeah, no, bad idea.
And can you give us a general? Was this in America? Was this in?
No, this was abroad.
This was abroad.
This was abroad. I'm
Okay.
This was not in the United States. Neither was the previous story.
Sure.
That was not in the United States as well. Now, as far as the U.S. goes, I mean,
we, yeah, freedom, America.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've seen some clever things.
I've seen some stuff which makes me wonder why. Who thought this was a good idea? And it could just be, I mean, just layout of lights in certain places.
Sure.
Like, who thought it would be good to put a 2-inch light next to a 4-inch light, next to a 6-inch light, next to an 8-inch light, and, patterned, and we found it was patterned to be like the stars. Yeah, this didn't look anything like the stars. This looked like a 5-year-old just said, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna put a light here, 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 here. And myself included, none of us could figure out the hell was going on here. And I'm just putting it mildly, It took one of our proper LED designers, Deepu, who looked at it and immediately knew what the architect was envisioning. He laid it out for us. And we're like, huh, that makes sense. He's like, the problem with what happened clearly is the contractor, the end user, did not go with the as specified product. Because if they did, they would have the effect that they want. It was cost engineered.
Ah. And the contractor was like, well, I'm going to shave a few bucks.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And keep the difference.
And keep the difference. And that's what happened. And, that place is forever in our minds etched what not to do with cost engineering.
Sure. How about some of these places where it looks like, so many people when they think LED, they just think, oh, it's really bright. Oh, it's going to be, really bright. And it's always just going to be, and some of these places where you walk in and it looks like you're going to get a tan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, some places just do 1-for-1s in a way that doesn't make sense. They figure, well, I was using a 100-watt halogen lamp. I'm gonna use a 100-watt LED in the same No, don't do that. No. It doesn't matter that no heat's coming out of them. You stay under there, you're gonna go blind anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you may have traded that less electrical usage, or I don't know. They use so many, there may not be any savings. That's a little over the top. But you go in there, and I mean, it's just like, you're immediate, especially if it's not a bright day, like if it's nighttime and you walk into these places, you just can't see.
You can't. It's just too bright, and and this comes back to what we were saying about lighting design. I know we've talked about it before. We like to simulate for the very reason that you can put in wall colors and floors. Now, we went into one place that, we're not going to name, had so many lights inside it, white walls, porcelain tile on the ground, which was white and, reflective, white ceilings, white everything. I mean, this was like going into George Orwell's 1984 White Room, where there's a blinding light and that was it.
Right.
You don't know what's going to happen. It's like that scene in The Matrix where it's just white. A blinding light.
And you're not really sure where you're walking.
No.
Just a giant room with a bunch of light in it.
Neo, come help me.
Yeah. So, that's part of where we come in, right? The idea is people are starting to pay more attention to light. They don't want to use, they don't want to replace tubes. They don't, want to use, still use a lamp, but they want more intricate fixtures. They want
Sure.
more functional fixtures.
I mean, that is true, but then there's also, what we really love doing, and is we love working with architects that come out with these really crazy ideas, and end users that, you know, have a budget to make it happen, because you got to be innovative to do some of these lighting projects. You know, to figure out, because light only goes one way. It's
Right.
how do I manipulate that light to go where I want it to go, and in a way which is intelligent or architectural or discreet, or and people see that in some cases. Um, and this was a place that we saw over here, where they're like, well, we had these exterior lights up here, but we're not getting any light on the ground. Yes, because you've got a huge shed in the way. You
Right.
know, your light's all hitting the top of the shed. It does not take a genius to figure that one out.
Well, but at the same time, a lot of folks just, again, are starting to actually pay attention to light.
Oh yeah.
And the effects of light, and how you need to do, you have to do
And again,
specific things.
this is through no fault of their own. This
Right.
is, some electrical guy went out, suggested it, put him up, took him for a ride, and then, we walked and we look at him, we're like, what on earth is going on there? Who's the genius that came up with that idea?
Some genius.
Well, yeah.
They thought they had a good idea.
It's Wile E. Coyote with his Acme rockets.
Yeah, there you go.
It doesn't work out.
Do you have any more stories for us?
Oh God, you'd have to give me. I have a good one. I'm not sure. Well, no. Let's go with it. So we created it was a customized bulletproof light fixture.
Okay.
This was a while back, and when we say bulletproof, we do mean bulletproof.
Right.
And it was designed, to be against medium and high caliber rounds.
Right.
And we took it out. Client told us, "Is it bulletproof?" We said, "Yes." They said, "Great, we're gonna try it out." We said, "What?" And these boys put it through the ringer.
Oh, I bet.
They put it up and they had fun with it. I mean, there was nothing left of this light by the time they were done with it.
Right.
But it met their standards. I mean, they just like, okay, putting it up over there, boys. $100, whoever can hit it. And they didn't decide to bring out pea shooters. No, they brought out the heavy duty.
Right.
They brought out the AR-15s, and they went to the AKs, and they went to town.
Sure.
On this light.
What better way to test it?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's one of the things that we do that is important for people to know, is that we create customized solutions for people that need customized solutions.
Oh yeah, I mean we've got the suppliers to do all of it, and designers, the engineers, to make all of that happen. And let me tell you, I mean the client was super happy with this end product. I mean, obviously we were happy, but when they put it up, we were, please, just survive.
Right. Please
survive, young Patty wants one with the,
Please break like you're supposed to.
Yes,
Don't just fall into a million pieces the minute they shoot it. Please.
Yeah.
We and considering that, and considering customized solutions, I mean, when you're here in Louisiana, which is where we're located, one of the things that we talk to people a lot about is the customized solutions we offer for oil rigs. We are aware of the standards that have to be met, and
oh yeah,
and
I mean
we can offer fixtures that meet those standards.
We have companies that can meet those standards. Yeah, absolutely. But I was, oil rigs aside, hazardous ratings aside, those are very, very special, very dynamic kinds of lights, and there's some really fantastic companies out there that provide great products.
Right.
At all various price points. But going back to my previous story, we mentioned it over here to some people here in Louisiana, and they're like, well, we have a big issue because there's a lot of areas where The boys on the night out, the lights in park, those get shot up.
Sure.
Can you give us a solution? So that's something we're actively looking at right now.
Right. You've kind of come up with a preliminary design.
Yeah, we've come up with design. We're pushing to get it approved, and I am sure the boys in blue, they will be more than happy to put that fixture to the test when the time is right.
Sure, sure. And we again, it sounds like a blooper, but it really is just a customized solution
Yep.
for a client. So, again, we appreciate you guys joining us and listening to our little blooper stories here.
Yeah, just a few little things here and there. We'll try to do them every now and then.
Right, just to kind of keep it a little bit of levity in here. A little bit of fun. So again, my name is McHugh David, co-founder of Southern Lighting Solutions, and this is the Get Lit podcast. I'm here with my co-founder. I'm going to let him do an outro here.
My name is Tarek Alameddine.
There you go. And we appreciate you guys joining us. Please remember that you can find these shows on any podcast platform, but we also put them on our Facebook page and our LinkedIn page. So please go check them out there.
Also, very last before we go, whoever has the voodoo doll for the Champions League, please give it back. That was not a favorable draw.
Yeah, so Tarek and our designer are both soccer fans, and apparently the Champions League has a very interesting round robin to finish off the season. And please remember our last podcast, we did talk about our catalog and our website, which by the point when I release this one should be out. So you can go check them out, www.thesouthernlightinginc.com. Again, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you next time.